feel shorter than you.
It's because I'm
I think I'm slumping.
sitting higher.
Yeah. Welcome back to Adventures with Rosie, and welcome to part 2 of answering your questions.
Yeah, so we just touched on a few questions previously that you guys had asked us, and we thought we would finish it off today.
Yeah, so part 1's up here if you missed it. I'll link it up here somewhere. Let's rip into the rest of your questions. Changing Life for the Better Jonesy asks, bit of a weird question, but I was wondering what year you went to Te Awamutu, as it was my high school, so I guess she's talking to Chelsea.
So I grew up in Te Awamutu. I went to Puahui School for primary school and Te Awamutu Intermediate, but I didn't actually go to Te Awamutu College. I went to St. Peter's over in Cambridge. I had a sports and academic scholarship, so I was riding horses, doing eventing. And I was also doing my exams a year ahead of my age group. So St. Peter's gave me a scholarship and I went along there. So I can't tell you what year I was at Te Awamutu College because I didn't go, sorry. I can't even tell you what year I went to St. Peter's because I have no idea what year it was.
Like pre-kid stuff.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. Alright, D.A. Williams asks, what did Harvey say in the beginning about what your winter weather will be like? Harvey's got it in his mind that because we're in the South Island and they get a lot of snow, that our winter's going to be like blizzards and snowed under and
I think
terrible.
Because we took him to the Antarctic Centre when we were in Christchurch as well, he's got it in his mind that winter in the South Island is going to be like Antarctica.
So we'll probably winter over where we are right now in the top of the South Island, Motueka, Kaiteri area, and that is probably pretty similar to Taupo. Like, they get a lot of frosts here, but they get a lot of sunshine here. This is also the sunshine capital of New Zealand, and they grow a lot of fruit here, hops for beer and that sort of thing. So really similar to what we're used to back home. Fresh mornings, frost on the ground,
But sunny afternoons.
Even though it'll probably still stay quite fresh, but not snow, ice, days of rain like if we're on the west coast. So we kind of picked this area to winter over just because we are used to that climate.
And it works well when you're trying to get outside every day.
Yeah, exactly right. If it's sunny but cold, cool, you can still go for a walk, rug up. So yeah, winter won't be too terrible for us.
No.
We don't get much snow in New Zealand anyway, well, I guess you do down south, but yeah, not like America, we white Christmases and all that sort of thing.
No.
Philip asks, would you recommend your Isuzu MUX towing vehicle, or do you need something bigger? For 19-foot Jayco journey? Well, same as us. Pretty good, Pretty good vehicle. Been super reliable. Gets a good safety rating. We have 3 kids across the seat, 3 car seats, I should say.
Yeah.
And so that was one thing. Some utes we found didn't quite accommodate 3 car seats, or they're slightly, there's like cab and a half sort of utes.
Like a 3/4 back seat.
Yeah.
Like the back doors are only 3/4 as deep as a normal back door.
But yeah, it works well.
Yeah.
And then the 2 seats flip up in the back, so it is a
7-seater.
So it's 8. And I sit in there to work actually. So I flip one of the seats up, and that's my little office setup, which I'll show you in a video as well. So works for us. It's been really good.
Yeah, it doesn't ever feel like it's struggling to pull the caravan. Like, it always feels grunty enough, even on steep hills. It's fine. And it is 4-wheel drive, but we only ever use it in 2-wheel drive mode.
Yeah, we've never used a 4-wheel drive actually, except when Harvey's been fiddling and put it in 4-wheel drive. They have a good tow ball weight rating as well. The tongue rating is 300 kgs, so quite good for all sorts of caravans here. Alright, 4 questions from Garth. Number 1, are you keeping track of some statistics and data of your trip? Nope.
We keep talking about how we want to and how we should be doing that, but the reality of it is we just haven't had time to sit down and look at any of it yet.
Like in terms of like petrol costs or diesel costs or whatever? Yeah, we could. Yeah, we haven't really. And we don't really record the places we stay, other than obviously filming them and photos and that sort of thing. But yeah, we just kind of travel around, make it up as we go. Yeah,
it's just kind of one more admin thing to have to do when you're on the road, So at the moment, no, but we may look at doing it in the future.
Yeah. So part two ties into that. Typical distance between overnight locations, nights in each place, average fuel consumption. What did we say on average? Probably spend a week somewhere, 5 days?
Yeah, it's been 5 to 7 days at the moment. But it's a little bit tricky because we've had the first part of this trip, we've pretty much had to time everything to meet people in certain places at certain times. So Bronson's family or my family coming down, we've had to make sure that we're somewhere by a certain date. So often we're figuring out, okay, what day do we need to be at that place, and then okay, so before that we'll go to this place for this long, and then before that, and we kind of work our way back to wherever we are at the time and try and spread our time across to make sure that we're not somewhere, 3 weeks before we actually need to be there or whatever.
Yeah, we typically aim for like a week maybe.
Yeah, in most NZMCA parks you can only stay at for 10 days out of a 30-day period, so yeah.
That kind of works well for us, like moving the weekends or on a Sunday. Or we did 2 weeks in Christchurch just because of how big Christchurch was, and we had a whole lot of kind of like admin to do as well while we were there. So yeah, just no real target. It's like if we like somewhere we'll stay longer, if we don't like somewhere we'll find somewhere else.
There's been a few times where we've rocked up somewhere and thought we'd stay there for 3 or 4 nights, and then after one night we're like, nah, we'll go find somewhere else.
Yeah, so we like to keep it open-ended like that, I suppose.
Yeah.
What are your main travel planning tools and sources of information as you plan? Just apps, eh?
Yeah, so the NZMCA travel app is really good. Shows us where all the pops and caps are as well if we want to use them, and where the dump stations and laundromats and all sorts.
Yeah, so we just like to have a kind of rough idea going ahead, like we want to kind of be in this area, and then we can actually favourite things in the app, so we can go, that's a good look. We do a little bit of research in the evenings and go, that's a good looking campsite, or people have talked about this, we go in and favourite on the app. So we don't have like a huge kind of plan ahead of us. It's like, we'll go to this sort of area next, and then we'll go to this area and we'll work our way there and kind of figure it out. We
do have a shared calendar, so if there's anything that we know has to be done at a certain day or a certain location, we'll put that in our calendar.
True.
So we'll say, okay, well, we need to be here by this date. So then often we'll make a plan for how we're going to get there, and we'll say, okay, so a week before that we will put in our calendar that we aim to get in this place.
Yeah.
So that we've got a good lead up to it, and we're not caught out with 6 hours of travel in one day, which wouldn't work for us.
Yeah. And the final part from Garth, how long on average would it take you to put together your weekly video? It all depends on what we film, but too long.
Yeah.
Probably takes me 3 evenings. I typically edit most evenings. There's obviously a lot of other stuff, admin stuff we have to do with posting a video, right? Like, there's all the kind of description and posting it on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and replying to people and making thumbnails, and there's a lot more than just shooting and editing the video. But yeah, I mean, just in the evenings, so just let us chip away at them in the evenings. I don't really have too many banked up, or you guys are probably a couple of weeks behind where we've actually been, just because it takes us a little while to get all the footage together and that sort of thing. But I would like to do a couple videos a week, or maybe an extra video every fortnight, but it's just a time thing.
Yeah.
With kids.
You've got to sleep at some point.
And the kids take up a lot of our time.
Yeah.
As those of you with kids will not understand.
Okay, Richard asks, what do you use as a brake controller?
Good question. I don't know the brand of it. Here's a picture of it. It is not like an in-car one that you can adjust. Sometimes people get the brake control unit installed in their car and then they can tweak it as they go up and down hills. This is just the basic one that was on the drawbar of the caravan. We don't typically change it. The kids went through a phase of fiddling with it, which was quite annoying, but
it was fun to get in the car and find that it been altered.
Yeah, we're pushing the brakes and nothing's happening. So I do check that now when I check everything else, but we've pretty much just set it and leave it. This caravan's not super heavy, tow's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Bevan asks, with winter coming on, I know how cold a caravan can get, mainly through the floor. If I remember correctly, you have a diesel heater. Will you be on powered sites? We do have a diesel heater. We have a
Ibispacha.
I can't pronounce that word. 2.2 kilowatt diesel heater. It was expensive when we bought it.
Yeah.
Like $2,500. I know you can get those kind of like $500 Chinese ones. But it's been worth its weight in gold, eh?
It has. It really has. It sounds a bit like a jet engine when it starts up. But once it reaches temperature, it just quietens right down and ticks over throughout the night. So it's great. And the diesel lasts us a long time as well.
Yeah, it's very cheap to run, so yeah, we really like that. We've been using it all year as well. Like, it's been cold down here.
Yeah.
We're kind of surprised, so just take the chill off the air.
Yeah, we will probably still be on powered sites for the winter, just because it'll be easier charging computers for work, right?
Yeah. Yeah, our solar's lacking a little bit in this this weather at the moment, and the lower sun, in the shorter days. So yeah.
Ruben Dredge asks, do you miss your family or nah? So Ruben is Bronson's little brother.
Yeah. You may have actually seen him in the background of one of the videos. He's a pilot, and when we were saying goodbye to my parents at the airport, Chelsea hugged him in the background. And we realised when we edited the video, it looks like she's just hugging the pilot that's about to take my parents on a flight. That's actually my brother.
Take care of my mother-in-law, Mark.
Yeah. So, yeah. I work in IT. My brother's a pilot. There you go. Go figure. No, we don't miss you, mate. Alright, Shalom Weston asks, do you have a pet or a pet plant?
Yes, we do have a dog. His name is Gizmo, and he's a fat little French bulldog. We left him at home.
Yeah.
So Bronson's sister and her little boy are staying in our house at the moment in Taupo, and they're looking after Gizmo and giving him lots of cuddles for us.
Yeah.
He's not great with other dogs. He gets quite stressed out, and any campground or place you can camp at here that you can have dogs at, you can guarantee there's going to be
a lot of
dogs running around.
Yeah.
Even if they are on leads, if he can see them, he gets stressed. So, especially with the kids around, he feels like he's got to protect them. So if the kids were outside playing and he could see another dog, he'd be quite upset. So, yeah.
We had to leave him behind.
We did. And a lot of the places that we wanted to go to, specifically in the South Island, you can't take a dog. So most of the dock campsites, we could...
The walks as well. Some of the beaches we've stayed at that have been beautiful.
Yeah.
Are just blanket rule, no dogs.
And that's fair enough, because it's protecting
for sure.
the wildlife,
Yeah.
like native birds and stuff. But yes, we do miss him. I bet he's quite happy lying in front of the fire right now, though, at home. So
Yeah, it was a bit of a tricky decision, but it's also hard to imagine we had to have space, his own space in here. Sounds kind of odd, but sometimes with the young kids chasing him around or whatever.
Yeah, he's very tolerant with the girls.
Yeah, but he likes to have his
blankets
blankets
space, yeah.
And we just don't have that sort of space in here, unfortunately.
No. But he's getting taken care of.
Oh, yeah,
Doing a great
definitely.
job.
Yeah. Thanks, Claire.
Yep, she takes him down to the lake for evening swims with them.
Yeah.
He's loving it.
As far as pet plants go, we have no plants in this caravan. We have a lot of plants back at home. Hopefully, Claire.
Hopefully they're still alive.
Hopefully you're watering them. Please let us know below. Are you watering our plants? We just don't have the surface area in this caravan to put stuff. Like, I guess it's how caravans are built, right? You don't have space for ornaments or knickknacks or plants.
Yeah.
We thought about hanging plants, like maybe, hanging something up here, but obviously it's going to swing while you're driving and
smack you in the head if you're walking around. So
yeah, we do see people though, eh?
Yep.
Some people pull up to a campground and take all their plants out and put their herb gardens out the front and stuff, which is kind of cool, but yeah.
We just have the girls rifling through it and ripping them out anyway.
Yeah. So no plants at the moment.
No.
Might get a little cactus or something one day maybe. And the final question from JM, what is your tow vehicle? We touched on it earlier, but we have an Isuzu MUX. It is a pretty good vehicle.
It's great, yeah.
It was just kind of in our price range as far as second-hand vehicles went. We upgraded from a Hyundai because of the girls. We had to fit 2 car seats in the car, so
3.
2 extra ones. So yeah, it was a good price point for us. There are obviously some utes and stuff that tow like heavier vehicles or tow better, like the Ford Rangers are quite popular among the kind of caravanning community, but they were bit more expensive. So, yeah.
No, it does the trick for us. Yeah.
We've had really no issues with it. We did just have to put 4 new tyres on it yesterday, but that's just a wear and tear thing. But that was a good way to part with some cash yesterday afternoon for brand new tyres.
Yeah, and they're not a standard size either, which...
Yeah, he said there weren't many options for that size tyre, which is odd. So ran around, got a bunch of quotes, and then had to part with some cash, unfortunately. But that's, I guess, part of using the caravan more, towing the car more, and towing the caravan, doing more kilometres, right? But yeah, all in all, good vehicle, tows really well. No complaints there.
It's nice to drive.
Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that answers some of your questions. We really appreciate you guys kind of interacting with the videos, asking questions, leaving your thoughts, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool to engage with you guys and kind of build a community.
And it's been really nice meeting a bunch of you since we've been travelling around as well. So in the South Island, we get people approach us all the time and say that they watch the videos. Humble brag.
All the time. It's happened twice today.
And it's great. We really like hearing your stories as well about why
That's
you're on the
true.
road and what you're doing too. So thank you for coming and introducing yourselves. It's been awesome. Keep it up, but maybe not before 9 in the morning unless you want me in my PJs at the door.
Yeah.
It's happened a few times.
People banging on the door at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Nice to meet you. I got stopped in the mall a couple of weeks back by 2 couples at the same time that watched the channel, and I felt like I was Justin Bieber or something. Like, people were looking at me weird, they were surrounding me. I didn't know if they're kids or anything, but they just recognized me, so it's kind of funny. But we really appreciate that, and if you got the time to share the videos with friends or family or people you think would be interested, that's a cool way as well for us to kind of grow the channel.
Yeah. Helps us keep doing what we're doing. So
for
thank
sure.
you.
Yeah, thank you. See you later.
See ya.